one medal sparked a lifetime passion. So, are you a collector? If so, how did you start collecting? What was your first coin or medal that you collected? And why did that grab your interest? Well, the way I did it was I was getting ready to retire, and we planned a Baltic Sea cruise to stop overnight in Russia, St. Petersburg, Russia. Started reading a history book about Russia, and I was down in Gray, Georgia at a consignment shop, and I found a collection of Russian medals. So I bought them, and I said, what the heck, what do I have here? I don't know anything about it. So I got on eBay, of course, and started searching to see if I could find them. And I did. But I also found this medal you're looking at, and I didn't know anything about a exposition in Atlanta in 1895. Well, as often happens for us collectors, we buy something and then we research it and find out what the history is. And that's what I did here. And I found out all about the Atlanta Expo in 1895, and I found there was some award medals. And they had all these exhibits there, and they awarded the medals, the bronze, the silver, and the gold. And I went to the local pawn shop, coin dealership, and the guy happened to be a collector of these medals. So he showed me some of his medals. We became friends, and I started learning, and that's how I got started. And so now I have award medals from most of the American expositions, and I've turned to the world expositions. When I say most of them, I mean the major ones. I've got Paris had many, many expositions, and London did too, and Australia, and really all over the world. But I started my collecting by buying American exposition medals, just tucked them away and filling the slots. And now that I'm really retired, I started researching and finding the backstory. Sometimes I researched who won the award and try to trace them down or their family down. And that's been very, very interesting. So I started a website for my collection, expositionmedals.com. I don't sell anything, no ads on it. List my collection and my research because there's very little information about award medals. And these are big, beautiful medals, great designs, and they lead you right into the history, and I'm really enjoying it. The significance of the Atlanta Cotton States Expo, Atlanta was coming out of the Civil War. It was kind of burned to the ground, you might have heard. And they needed money, capital from the North, wanted to turn a new leaf. And this guy here, Henry Grady, was the editor of the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, and he termed the New South. And that meant looking forward to progress and business. And they were one of the first expositions, I believe, to even have the Negro building on site, and had a famous speech by Booker T. Washington. You might have heard of it, the Atlanta Compromise speech. And so this was putting a new foot forward. You can see the rising phoenix out of the ashes here, and this medal here, that signifies a new beginning. They had the Liberty Bell come down from Philadelphia on a rail car. That was a big deal. President Grover Cleveland came here. Buffalo Bill, Wild West show, like he did with other expositions. He came to Atlanta with his show, and they had different special days. This is the Manhattan Day at the Expo. The Expo lives on through its medals. All the buildings have been torn down except some stairs going up to the Atlanta Botanical Gardens. So look at that gorgeous medal there. This was a very special medal to me. So that's my story. That's how I got started collecting. So I like collecting medals because of many things, but I guess history is one of the main things because if I do a little research, and I've learned how to do research, you have to learn how to do research. Every medal tells a story, plus the art. You know, this is a very artistic looking medal. I like that. I like learning about the designer of the medal and maybe collect those as well. So anyway, if you're a collector, how do you get started? Now, what intrigued you to begin collecting medals or coins, and which was your first medal or coin that you collected? You'll let me know, all of us know, in the comments below. I want to thank you for joining me, and if you'd like to know more about exposition medals and the history behind them, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for joining me.